The 3-in-1 Smart Car and IoT Learning Kit from SunFounder is a hands-on, all-included electronics kit that is perfect for anyone who wants to learn how to master the Arduino. The kit comes with an Arduino, 22 different sensors and modules, breadboards, jumper wires, and everything else you need to build a bunch of fun and interesting projects. Learn about robotics by building a remote-controlled smart car that can be controlled with an infrared remote controller, or drive on its own and avoid obstacles or follow a line. Learn about the Internet of Things with a project that lets you monitor the temperature, humidity, and light level of a room from an app on your smartphone. And build a plant monitor that tracks the temperature, humidity, light intensity, and soil moisture, and displays it on your smartphone so you can keep your plants watered remotely. It's a super cool kit, and I had lots of fun building all the projects in it. So click the link in the description below to order the kit from SunFounder. In this video, we're going to learn about conditional statements. Conditional statements are one of the most useful tools in programming. They let you control the flow of a program based on certain conditions that you define. The most common type of conditional statement is the if statement.
To make an if statement, we write it like this. The condition is what determines if the code in the body gets executed. Whatever condition you use, it has to evaluate to either true or false. Usually, you write the condition to check if a variable is less than, greater than, or equal to some number. If the condition is true, the program will enter the curly brackets and execute the code inside the body. If the condition is false, the program skips over the code in the curly brackets and continues on to the next line of code after the closing curly bracket. Say you have two variables, x and y. X is set equal to 2, and y is set equal to 4. Then we have an if statement here in the loop section. The condition in this if statement says, if x is less than y. Since 2 is less than 4, the condition is true, and the program will enter the curly brackets and execute the code here in the body. The code here is a serial print that will print x is less than y to the serial monitor. If we change x to 10, x will be greater than y. That will make this condition false, so the program will skip the code inside the curly brackets, and nothing will get printed to the serial monitor. When you're writing conditional statements, relational operators really come in handy. Relational operators are used to compare two or more numbers or variables. Equal to, greater than, and less than are some common relational operators. They're the most common way to set conditions in if statements. Let's take a quick look at how relational operators are written. The greater than symbol is a right-facing angle bracket. The less than symbol is a left-facing angle bracket. There's also greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. Greater than or equal to is written with a right-facing angle bracket, followed by an equal sign. Less than or equal to is written with a left-facing angle bracket, followed by an equal sign. Equals is written with a double equal sign. The relational operator equals is a test that checks to see if two values are equal to each other. This is different from the assignment operator that's written with one equal sign. The assignment operator is used to set a variable equal to some value, like when we declare a variable equal to a pin number. There's also a not equal to operator, which is written with an exclamation point, followed by an equal sign. The exclamation point means not. We'll discuss more advanced operators like logical and compound operators in a later video. But for now, let's get back to conditional statements. If statements aren't the only kind of conditional statement. Another conditional statement is a variation of the if statement called the if-else statement. Like if statements, if-else statements tell the program to test the condition in the parentheses. If the condition is true, it'll execute the code inside the body of the if block. But if the condition is false, it'll run the code in the else block. As we'll see in a later video, the if-else statement is similar to another statement called switch case. The next conditional statement I'd like to show you is the if-else-if statement. The if-else-if statement lets you test for two conditions. The program first checks the condition in the if statement. If it's true, it runs the code in the body of the if statement, then exits the if-else-if block. If it's false, it checks the condition in the else-if part. If the else-if condition is true, it executes the code in the body of the else-if section, then exits the if-else-if block. The if-else-if statement is similar to having two if statements, but there's a subtle difference. If-else-if only executes one block, the if block or the else-if block. The first block that has a true condition gets executed. If you have two separate if statements, both could be executed if both conditions are true. If statements can also be nested or placed inside of each other. Nested if statements let you test for multiple conditions and perform different actions when one or more of them is true. Nested if statements are like saying, if X is true, perform this action. And then, if Y and Z are true, perform some other action. We'll see nested if statements when working with sensors. Nested if statements can check if a sensor is transmitting data before performing other actions. It's a good way to make sure your sensor is operating correctly before you start using the data from it. This is a simple example of a nested if statement to first see if a temperature sensor is sending data to the Arduino before checking whether or not the temperature is above a certain threshold. The sensor pin is read with a digital read command, and the value gets stored in the input variable. When the sensor is sending data to the Arduino, the sensor pin will be high, so the input variable will have a high value stored in it. The top level if statement checks the input variable for a high state. If the input variable is high, the Arduino enters the if statement and sends a high signal to an indicator LED connected to the LED pin. Then, nested inside the top if statement, there are two other if statements. These check the actual temperature values from the sensor and print some text to the serial monitor to indicate if the temperature is high or low. If the temperature is less than 20 degrees, the code in this if statement will be executed, and the low temperature text will get printed to the serial monitor. If the temperature is greater than 20 degrees, this if statement will get executed, and the words high temperature will be printed. The nested if statements only get evaluated when the sensor is sending data to the Arduino. We're going to see a lot of different ways to use conditional statements later in the course. But in the next video, we're going to learn about another way to control the flow of your program, called the switch case statement.
SunFounder is my go-to source for sensors, modules, and other parts for the Arduino and Raspberry Pi. They have a huge selection of STEM, robotics, and IoT kits, and lots of useful sensors and modules. Every product has an online tutorial with wiring diagrams and example code. They also offer free shipping on all orders, with no minimum. Give them a try at www.sunfounder.com next time you need to order some parts.